Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Adina, aka Mistress_Glam Fairy, and I'm here with the video that I've been promising. Okay, first of all, I have to introduce someone because they're going to keep making noise until I introduce them. So this is my stand-in, Ariana. She wanted to say hi to you.
Hi.
All right, beat it. So, I'm back today with finally the video that I said I was going to do all of last week and I didn't. It was for the correctors, and finally got my act together to do it. And I did find my Pro Conceal from LA Girls, and I was wondering why I couldn't find it because it has never been opened. So my products that I have still have the original packaging on. I keep in a separate container. That's old dividend thing that I haven't let go of. So that's why I couldn't find it. And I came across it because I said I really needed to find it because it was bothering me. So anyway, I'm going to go back into the products that I used for the 4 days. Each product, I'm going to say what it was that I used, what I liked about it, and if there was something that I didn't like about it, I'll tell you about that. If you look at the videos that I did, you'll see that I listed the prices and also where I made the purchases for each of the items. So you can go back to my Instagram to get any information like that. But I'm just going to stick with what the product is, my likes and dislikes. So the first one that I used on, I believe it was Tuesday, was the Makeup Forever 5 Camouflage Cream Palette. So what I did like about this particular product is the coverage. It had really good coverage. My dark circles, you couldn't see them, but I'm going also on the flip side, I'm going to explain why there's a flip side to that. You couldn't see them. I was able to blend the orange color with the middle color to kind of create a salmon look, but on the flip side, what I didn't like is that the orange is so orange, as well as this Pro Conceal. But since it hardly costs anything, this one was $3.99 at my local beauty supply store here in Georgia. However, when I was in Chicago, they were $2.99. Back to the Makeup Forever. The orange is so orange that you have to, I have to mix it with another color to tone it down some. Perhaps if you're a little more deep complected, this would be okay for you, but I'm in the middle of the spectrum. So the orange was a little too orange. If I didn't have this as a palette, I would not purchase this corrector individually. But as it comes in a palette, that helps it. So I was able to blend the colors together. The other thing is, because it's pricey, and if you're on a budget, it can work out one of two ways. You have 5 different products in one that you can use and customize to your liking. So if you want to purchase something that's of really good quality and not have to buy anything else, this would be a good palette for you. If you low budget and you're trying to build a kit piece by piece, then you probably wouldn't be able to do it with this because it's a little pricey. It was, I believe, $40, but I had this in my original kit, so it was a good purchase at that time. Would I buy it again? Probably, because it's all in one. I don't have to carry individual tubes. I don't have to carry small containers. It's all in one. So as far as from looking at it as a makeup artist viewpoint, then yes, I would purchase it again. The next item that I used was a 12 and 8 concealer and corrector palette, which I got off of eBay. And I hand wrote the conceal and correct and a little number at the top just so I would know how many was in here. I did this with one of those little nail marker pens. Just because I didn't know what was in it, because I have quite a few of these palettes that I purchased off of eBay, and they're all blank like this on the back. So you can't really tell what's in it until you open it up, so you're wasting time doing that. With this palette, I used the orange or salmon color that's here in the middle. I also mixed in this pink a little bit with it that's directly below it. to be honest, this was the coverage and coloring that I liked the best. So what I liked about it was the coverage was good. The coloring was exactly the way I liked it. It's a very inexpensive palette, so buying it and everything is all in one was a good purchase. On the flip side, what I didn't like about it is the pans are very shallow. There's not a lot of product in it, so you would have to purchase it over again because there's not so much product. I hit pan on it and I've only used this palette maybe 3 times. So hitting pan on the Corrector is a deal breaker. Would I buy this again? No, I wouldn't. I'm going to use the products up that are in here and then toss the palette unless I decide to reuse the palette for maybe some other products that I have that I want to keep all in one. But I wouldn't purchase this again. The next day was Thursday, and I used the NYX Orange color corrector, and then I also had to mix it with beige, which is the concealer. The orange is a very, very strong orange. It was not as creamy as I would need it to be because I felt like I was doing too much tugging on my under eye area. As far as the Makeup Forever and the eBay palette are concerned, both of those were more creamy consistency. It wasn't oily, but it was smoother applying it to my skin, so I didn't get that tugging. And as it is, I have fine lines, and my lines are getting worse as I take more medication for my allergies. I'm kind of rough on my eyes when my eyes are itching, so here I am doing something that's supposed to make me look better, but I'm doing more tugging because this isn't a creamy consistency. I like the price. Like I said, it's a little stiff. The product is stiff. For me to use it on a regular basis, I have to take some out with a concealer brush, apply it to the back of my hand so that it'll warm up. And so I'm doing that while I'm doing other things, my brows, stuff like that. But I want to be able to just go into the product, start using it, and do my face. I don't want to have to put aside special time to warm up the product. The price is great, and actually NYX usually has really good products. I don't know if maybe I bought this from a beauty supply store and maybe it was an older container. There's no expiration date on it, so I don't know. Maybe that could be the problem because the concealer was creamy. The corrector wasn't. I bought them both at the same time. So would I buy it again? Yes, I would buy it again because it wasn't expensive. So I could give it another try. Perhaps I'll order it from NYX online so that I know I'm getting a little better rotation with their product. But I would try it again. I was able to come up with a good color match for the correction that I need to do, but I had to use 2 products to do it. But since it's not really expensive, I don't mind doing that. I just don't think that I'll use this container of it again because it could be something wrong with it. It could have been expired, older. I don't know what it is, but it wasn't of the same texture that the concealer was. So yeah, I would buy it again because I actually trust NYX products, but I won't use this one again. I'll probably be tossing it in the garbage. So on Friday, since I was unable to find my Pro Conceal by LA Girl, I decided to go with a controversial item, and that is lipstick. Now, on the picture, the little video clip that I showed of me using it, it didn't look more orange or salmony color. This was a real salmon color when I applied it. The only thing was I didn't want to use a matte lipstick because that was going to be drying. This one has a very creamy, sort of semi-glossy feel to it, so it made me kind of oily. However, since my skin is dry around my eye area, it felt better putting it on. I'm not a fan of using the lip product for my eyes. The only thing is I've never used this on my lips. I opened it to use it for this little comparison that I was doing. So would I do that again? Probably I would, because it it was more moisturizing. It didn't crease when I did apply a setting powder, which is something I normally don't do. I really don't like using a setting powder, and I'll address that in another video. I plan on doing my foundation, my core routine, the foundation and correctors and contouring. I want to do that video, so I'll address that when I do that video. But I did have to use a setting powder because I was fearful that it may start creasing, because it was a little more loose consistency than even the concealer that I was using from eBay. That was the creamiest that I used, and like I said, I did like it, but it wasn't enough product to warrant me getting it, even if it is cheaper. I'm only really buying it for that corrector. So that is my review of the 4 different options that I tried out last week. Sorry it took me a little while to get back to you all with that review. Thank you for being patient. I did want to say that there's concealers and correctors that, well, concealers that have a sort of a pinkish tinge to them. It seems like those kind of concealers do help a little, because I really don't like applying a lot of products because I don't have that much time in the morning because I'm rushing out trying to get ready for work. When I use those do help. But on days where I haven't hardly had any sleep because of my allergies being so bad, or just a lot of stuff on my mind, I have a hard time unloading stuff that's in my head. So that's the time when I wind up going ahead and doing the corrector thing. But for the most part, I usually don't have to do it because my foundation will cover enough for me to get through the day. So that's, again, my review. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section. I hope everyone had a great day. Please be beautiful and be good. Bye.